Hello, welcome to this webinar on plagiarism. This particular webinar, we will look at plagiarism checkers. Please use your headset for clearer audio. Thank you. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is an act of presenting another work or ideas as your own. In academic writing, we sometimes use other people's work as evidence, so to back up what you're arguing or what you're presenting or your opinion. So if you take other people's idea, excuse me, and you don't cite, you're telling the readers that they are all your ideas, and which is not true. So then you have committed plagiarism. Or that you're copying a sentence or two 100%, yeah, 100% copy and paste, and you didn't cite. That is also considered plagiarism. Plagiarism is considered academic dishonest and a breach of journalistic ethics. So because you're not telling your reader where you took some of these detailed content from, and your reader usually would know sometimes a detailed content would require some kind of expertise or involve in some kind of research to come up with this result, then you are dishonest. Yeah, you claim everything as it's yours. But if you are taking someone else's material, it would be wise to cite. It is also not a crime per se, meaning you won't get to jail or you won't get a fine, but there are other consequences. So please find out what are the consequences from our university if you're caught plagiarizing. To my knowledge, I think first offense, you will not pass your paper, and then you will be asked to redo another paper. And then after that, I'm not sure. So it will be wise that you know what are the consequences of plagiarism at our university. So let's look at what is plagiarism checker. How does it work? Yeah. Is there a free program? So plagiarism checker is a software. And how reliable are these free ones? Can I trust them 100%, or do I use them cautiously? How many percentage is considered safe from plagiarism? Why percentage? Because when you hand in your work into the checker, they will come back with results, places that are highlighted, and then you will also get a percentage of what they think they find that is matching. And then I will show you a quick preview how it works. So plagiarism checkers are actually complicated matching machines. They just match everything. They see a similar and familiar reference list from their database, then they will highlight what's on yours, and then they will count that highlight as a percentage. Yeah. So they even do university names. So in your thesis paper, you have Hochschule, you know, on your cover page. That will be highlighted too. So what kind of plagiarism checkers are out there? There are the free ones and there are the paid ones. That's the only two kinds I know of at the moment. The free ones, you can Google them. You can type in free plagiarism checker, and you'll find a lot of websites providing this. Some would require you to register, some requires to put in only certain amount of number of words per day. Every checker has their own rule. Naturally, there's the paid ones. The one that our university uses is called Turnitin. They have a website, and you can check out how much it costs to use their service to check your paper, or ask around your friends. Maybe your seniors might know if there are good plagiarism checkers around out there, paid or free. So how reliable are the free plagiarism checkers? Sometimes, you know, you don't know what kind of database they have. Most of the time, they have a smaller databases, and that means they might be less accurate, and they might not return a quality report because they don't have everything that's out there. Sometimes free checkers are limited to only internet content, yeah, and not to academic journals database or library catalogs. So my advice is, please use these free checkers to help catch mistakes, avoid some issues of duplicated content, yeah. So you use them as a tool, but don't 100% depend on them, because now you know they don't really report what, you know, how much databases they use to check your work. Now, what percentage of from the plagiarism checkers are considered safe? Oh, I didn't plagiarize. This is what one university said. There's no clear-cut rules for this, because everyone's work is different, you know. I've had students hand in one paragraph work with 2 direct quotes, and that's already 48% based on the plagiarism checker. But when I check it, then I'll see, there's no plagiarism at all. So here it says, as a guide, anything below 15% might indicate plagiarism has not occurred, and anything above 25, there might be plagiarism, but I would, like I said earlier, use the free checkers as a tool to help you. Yeah. Again, this will depend on the student's work and the requirements of the report or your essay, or the requirements from your professor. Okay. Even Turnitin says, Turnitin will highlight any matching materials in the paper, even if it's properly quoted and cited. So even if you have properly quoted a material with a citation, like I said, it's a matching machine. They see something very similar, they'll match up. Okay, so even this software company says, we leave it to the instructors to look at the paper and the originality report to make the determination of whether or not something is plagiarism. So it's up to your professor, and we trust that all of professors know how plagiarism checkers work, and when they use this system, they will be able to tell if you have plagiarized or not. Reuse the Turnitin, because Turnitin has a huge database. They claim in their website they have over 45 billion web pages, because they work with Google and Bing. And then students' paper, so students who uploaded their materials would agree that their paper will be part of the database. So they have around 190,000 papers added every day. Yeah. And they work with many publications and publishers and libraries and book publishers, digital reference collections, and more. And with these partnerships, they have over 130 million articles, I think in 10 different languages these days, I think, or more. I'm not so sure anymore. This was, I found this information in May 2018. So, how does the result look like? Remember, the checker is just a matching machine, okay? So here you can see it's a paper, a typical paper where we always put our university's name, and as you can see right away, it's being highlighted. References as well. All references will be highlighted colorfully because they match it. Yeah. Again, it's a matching machine. Of course, when your professor sees this, they will not say, oh my gosh, that's plagiarism. They will naturally say, yeah, This is just reference list, okay? But when you lift 100% or copy and paste from the original work, you always need to indicate that you have borrowed it from another writer. You need to give credit to the author, yeah, by giving the reference. So to avoid being accused of plagiarism, you need to quote and cite if you're 100% copying. Yeah. So, like here, you can see it's also being highlighted, and Catherine Harmon Coleridge is quite a popular writer, so her materials are everywhere, can be found in internet as well. And then this particular student did not plagiarize, and as a teacher or professor or lecturer, then we know that it's not plagiarism, just like here as well and here as well. Yeah, this is because properly quoted citation can also be matched. You can see there. So how does it work? When it's matched and we see that there's no quotation marks, for example, yeah, and we can put our cursor next to the number like this, and then a window will pop up to show us where this material is being copied, because it's a matching machine, so it just matches. Alright, and if I want to find out a bit more or want to read the article, I can double click here and the link. So for example, it will bring me to the website where Catherine Harmon Coleridge has written a piece of work about dark chocolate. So that's how usually it works. So like this particular piece, full highlight is a full sentence copy with a citation. But when it's a full sentence copy, it should be with quotation marks because it's a quote. If you do not do this, you are telling me that this is your sentence that you've paraphrased, which you didn't paraphrase, and you've cited. And that's not correct. Yeah, so it says here, the student copy and paste a section of someone's work, LA. 100% copied, you can see that. Yeah, it should be with direct quotation marks. Sorry, not direct quotation marks. And then when I see this, I would say, all right, it's a quote. And make sure all direct quotes should have a citation with page number or numbers. This one as well is outright plagiarism. Copy paste. Didn't even, bother to put the quotation marks, didn't even cite. Now, if you put a quotation marks with no citation, then you have incomplete citations, and your professor will not be very happy about this. So here, the student is telling me these words are mine, including the content. Of course, naturally, it's a matching machine. Plagiarism checkers also highlight common phrasal usages like these. Yeah. And of course, our professor, when they see this, they say, yeah, these are phrases. They're not too worried about this. Services that fall within the, they're just very common phrases in the database from Turnitin. But you can, again, I'm emphasizing, this is the third time I'm saying it, use the checkers to help you catch mistakes and to avoid some of the issues, but do not heavily depend on the percentage. All of professors have been using the Turnitin software for a while. Turnitin software has been around for more than, I believe, more than 20 years. Yeah, so they would know how to use it. They would use their expertise to judge the highlighted part from the Turnitin results. So, do not copy and paste work from other authors and claim their words as yours. Remember to cite your work. Give reference to the authors who has done their job so that you could use their result and research in your paper. And when you think you're not very good at paraphrasing, practice these skills by taking time to improve your writing skills. It's not worth copy and pasting. So, just a reminder what you should do. When you copy 100%, it should be considered as a quote. Therefore, add the quotation marks with citation and page number. When you summarize a piece of work, chapter, paragraph, book, articles, you also need to cite with page number. Excuse me. And lastly, paraphrase work. Yes, even though you use your own word, mostly, you still need to cite and give credit to the original author or authors. That's the end of this webinar on Plagiarism Checker. Please watch the other plagiarism webinar series that is in the YouTube channel. Have a nice day. Bye bye.